everybody. This is Danny
and Wanda
from Deep South Homestead on our path to financial freedom. Thus far, we've taken y'all on this journey from our childhood up to where Wanda and I actually meet and are about to get married.
Yes.
Now, there's a few things we mentioned that happened right prior to that that's going to play a big factor in the way Wanda and I live today.
And especially the first couple of years.
Yeah. First off, you know, as y'all know, my wife before her passed away with cancer. And me having to take care of her and pay for doctor bills, funeral expenses, and all these kind of things left me bankrupt. I didn't file bankruptcy, it just left me with no income. No money, no savings.
Because you weren't working.
Because I wasn't working. I couldn't work and take care of her because my health had gone down as well. I had filed for my disability, been turned down twice, so I had no income. And it's kind of funny, Wanda and I sit back and talk about this sometime, how that when we first got together, it's like we were teenagers. And we were in our 50s. You know?
Barely in our 50s.
Barely. I mean, we just
barely.
Barely in our 50s. But, you know, love, it doesn't matter what age you are. Love is love.
And you end up like two teenagers. And I guess we didn't go into it blindly because both of us were extremely cautious.
Very cautious.
But I guess I didn't have a job because I had left my job and I was going to college. I was living in an apartment by myself and I had no income. I was living on a little bit of savings and a little bit of my college tuition, grant, whatever, a grant, and I was trying to make that do. I was skimping every way I knew how just to keep my rent paid, to keep the power on, my car note paid because I had just bought a brand new car just before 2 months before I quit work. And so I was really stressing it with no income.
Yeah.
So we're both, when we meet, neither one of us have an income, and that's really playing a huge part in us even marrying.
It was, and one of the factors we talked about was that prior to losing my wife before, I had paid my house off, I had paid my vehicles off. I owed nothing but a power bill and some insurance money. You know, and because I had no job, I was picking up what I could physically do with my physical limitations. I was picking up some little odd man things here and there, and it wasn't making much, you know, a few $100 a month, but it kept the power bill, you know, the power turned on, and it kept me with some gas in my truck and the ability to pay my my insurances and stuff like that. Wasn't much a month, and then, you know, I meet Wanda, and I'm like, gosh, I want to marry this girl, I love her. And I'm sitting here thinking, wow, I'm right back where I was when I was 17 years old when I got married the first time. I did have a job then. And I'm thinking to myself, here I am now.
You have a house.
But I didn't have a house then. But now I got a house and I've got all these assets. You know, I got tons of assets, but no money. You know.
And I was thinking, okay, here's a guy that's got it all. And he's living the life. He had what I wanted as far as a place out in the country, the fruit trees, the farm, the gardens, everything. He had everything I wanted, except he had no money.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here with no money. And I too had picked up little jobs. I was working at the school part-time. I was sitting with elderly ladies part-time. So I was making a little bit to help supplement in mine, but my bills were outrageous and it was more than what I was making. So I was having to dig into savings. And so when we met, I agreed to pay off my credit cards. I had two at the time and owed less than $400 on both
Yeah.
altogether. So I paid both of them off. Haven't used them since. It's been 4 years. Have not touched the credit card since. Then I had the car note. He wouldn't let me get rid of the car until after I finished school that year.
Yeah.
When I finished school, then we got rid of the car and the car insurance.
And the insurance.
Because that was a huge bill for me to have to pay.
That's a lot of money you had to come up with, yeah.
The cell phone. We both had cell phones, plus he had a house phone. And we kept all of those until I think the first year Danny's phone went out or mine went out and I got
yours
his.
went out and they wouldn't fix the keypad on it.
Yeah, and I didn't want to sign a new contract.
Right.
Well, mine was under contract, yours was out.
Yeah, mine didn't have a
And we
contract.
swapped it. So until my contract ran out, I kept his phone.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have to buy a new phone. And when my contract ran out, then we dropped cell phones altogether for about 2 years.
About 2 years, we didn't even have a cell phone.
We were without a cell phone.
Yeah.
Except for the little track phone.
Yeah, we got a little,
just to make phone calls.
track phone, yeah.
Then, what else? We had the house phone that
we had the house phone, but what Wanda and I quickly learned, we decided we did get married, and we felt like that we could make it. We figured out what our bills would end up being. Once we got, we knew that we had enough money to keep the car for a year.
Yep.
And with her savings. But we knew at the end of the year, the vehicle had to go, which was no way around that.
One of us had to have a job.
Or one of us had to get a job. And so that wasn't going to happen with either one of us because at her age and how far she'd have to travel to go to work, we did the math on it, and she'd have really been bringing home about $1 an hour.
Yeah, if I was lucky.
If you was lucky. So that was out of the question. No job for her. I physically could not go to work anymore. So we quickly realized we got no money and we got a lot of debt. So.
And two, the first year, Danny had already been doing this. Every year he had been going to his parents and picking blueberries, and that paid the taxes on
the blueberries. Paid my land taxes.
The land taxes on the house and property.
Yeah.
So he asked, did I want to do that year? And I told him yes. So his mom was amazed because we hadn't been together but a couple of months, and she goes, I can't believe you're out here picking blueberries with him. We worked, I don't know, 200 or 300 gallons of blueberries that year.
Yeah.
And we paid our taxes, and we had a little stuck up, and we put that up in envelopes to pay the power bill.
Yeah, we stretched it out. We estimated our power bill per month over the next X number of months, and we had enough to keep our power turned on for quite a while.
Several months.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, I knew in this amount of months, the power's going out.
Yeah, that's what she kept telling me. We're not going to have any electricity.
I'd never heard of off-grid till we started YouTube, so I didn't even know what off-grid was. I knew if the power goes out, you're poor and you don't got no money.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of off-grid. I couldn't, and it was hard for me to imagine when we started YouTube that people wanted to go off-grid.
Yeah,
that just blows my mind. But
and the way we were raised, if you didn't have electricity, you just
were
dirt poor. You were dirt poor.
Yeah, and that kind of just blew my mind. People wanted to be off-grid because we didn't want to be off-grid because you were looked down on.
Looked down on.
And I just knew within X amount of months we were going to be without power.
Yeah.
And my other thing was toilet paper. Man, we had to have some toilet paper stacked up. If nothing else, we bought toilet paper on a regular basis, just kept stacking. So that if the power went out, at least I could clean up.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird. And
let's just look at the thing about it was, one reason Wanda and I was not freaking out any more than what we were was because my place here was so well stocked. Mm-hmm. I had enough food and literally anything you wanted. For about 3 years.
We were eating on 2007, 2008 when I came here.
Yeah.
Some of the things we're eating now is 2011
and 10.
10, 11, and 12.
10, 11, and 12 right now.
According to, like, green beans, we're like 2008, 9, somewhere along in there.
Yeah.
Some of the tomatoes is 2010 and 11. So we're still eating on older
Yeah, we're
things.
eating on stuff that I canned long before Wanda and I ever married.
Yes. And so that's kind of strange. So we were well prepared. Plus, Debbie was a
She was a couponer.
couponer.
Yeah.
So there was all kinds of things, anything imaginable.
Anything imaginable. It didn't matter if you
in
needed
this house.
razors. I mean, it didn't matter what it was. If you needed feminine hygiene products, it did not matter. This house was stocked with it.
It was stocked. So the first, year, we really didn't worry about money.
We didn't worry about money at all except to pay the electric bill.
Yeah, and we just chilled.
Yeah.
We worked on our place, our infrastructure.
We did. We built our infrastructure, yeah.
And we sat on the porch like 99% of the time. We didn't do a lot of building.
Yeah.
We'd do something early and something late.
Yeah.
And we did this.
We did what you see us doing right here. Wanda and I did this for the first year. We got to know one another, y'all.
Yes.
That was I guess that was one of the biggest things that I appreciated was the fact that we couldn't work. We didn't have very many jobs in between, but Wanda and I did like the Bible said. You know, when a couple in the Bible got married, the man was not to go to war for the first year. He was not to do a lot of things. He was to stay at home and build a house for his wife. He was to do these kind of things, and Wanda and I did that.
Mm-hmm. And we got to know each other really well. We enjoyed our time. We didn't pour mouth about we don't have money, we can't do. No. We sat around and dreamed of what we wanted to make this place and how we wanted it to look.
Yeah.
And we gradually started adding little things we could do in. One thing we did that first year was we bought paint and painted the living room.
Yes.
That didn't cost us much.
It didn't cost much.
And it was a little time, and it changed the appearance of the living room. The first year we just painted because we didn't have money to do anything.
That's true. You was gone on vacation. I painted while you was gone on vacation. Yeah, that's true.
And I'd already planned the vacation the year before. It was already paid for, and it was with my family. So I went off on vacation, left him here painting.
Yeah.
But we did, and Danny and I have not had a vacation in 4 years. Going to Crossville, Tennessee was the first time we've been anywhere off. And that was our mini vacation, I guess, if you could call it that.
Call it that, yeah, it was. It was nice.
And we don't go out to eat. I think the first year we probably ate at a Mexican restaurant twice.
Twice, maybe in a year.
Year, and since then we've ate maybe twice somewhere, 3 times. Well, Crossville we ate out, but other than that, in 4 years we probably hadn't ate out less than 10 times.
Yeah, one of the reasons, I have a gluten issue. That's one of the issues is I just can't go to restaurants and eat just anywhere. You know, it's hard for me to find. I have to be very careful about what I eat and where I eat. But Wanda and I was so frugal with everything. That first year, we literally went a long period of time. We did some testing. We actually turned off everything in our house. We made a pact with each other. We was not going to town but one time a month. Mm-hmm. We turned every light off in the house. We turned off everything in the house. We only left on the refrigerators, the deep freezes, and the hot water heaters.
Yeah, that was
And we monitored the electricity we used every day for a month. And
we made sure lights were turned off. Yeah. I only washed clothes when I had to, and then I hung them out. I didn't wash dishes, but one time when I was real frugal with the amount of water.
Yeah. We took power readings every day.
We wrote
them down.
We read the meter every day. We calculated how many kilowatts we used per day. And then at the end of the month, I mean, if we did this all the time, our power bill would drop drastically.
It would drop drastically because we was down to using.
We had no air conditioner.
Yeah, we didn't even turn the air on.
No heat, no fans, nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, we lived without everything.
Yeah.
And that I don't remember what month that was. That was probably.
I don't remember either.
October, maybe.
I want to say it was in the fall.
I want to say September, October, but I'm thinking October.
I'm thinking October myself.
And that month we decided to put in a wood heater, so that would save us some money.
Yeah, that's when we took the French doors out and put the wood heater in.
Yes, after that, because we were monitoring how much power and how much each appliance used
Yeah.
to know if we wanted to continue using or not. And as long as we're really, really frugal with things, we're not running our bill up.
Yeah.
The air conditioner is our biggest expense.
That's one of our bigger expenses is the air conditioner.
And we just foot that bill during the summer because it is so humid and so hot here that we just really can't hardly stand it. We could, but we don't like to.
We could, but with the health issues that we have, it's not feasible for us to do that.
Yeah, we'd just be miserable. I'm miserable when I go outside.
I mean, yeah, it's just not feasible. But you know, guys, this is one thing that we're talking about here is, and we're going to continue on with our married life, but we're probably going to cut this one here. This is like the first year of our married life. You know, these are some of the ways that we started out. It was almost like a teenage couple starting out, and we were in our 50s. You know, trying to figure out how we was going to make it, and we should have. You know, most people our age don't even have a problem, but because of our physical attributes and the financial attributes we had, the only thing we had going for us was everything we had was paid for. We actually managed to live on $500 a month.
Yes, we kept it at a minimum of $500 a month.
Yeah.
And that was me coming down from $1,500 a month to living on $500 because I had to have $1,500 a month to stay in my apartment and to eat and pay my car note and everything. And I didn't eat much because when I came out here, I was amazed at the food Danny had.
Yeah.
When he came
When I went to her apartment, I opened the refrigerator and I'm like, you have no food, you know? And
he opened the cabinet. He goes,
I opened her cabinets, everything. I go, where is your food?
I had no food in my cabinets. I literally did not keep food.
Right.
If I bought something to eat, I ran to McDonald's or Wendy's or one of those places and bought off the dollar menu so I could keep my food bill down to near nothing.
Yeah.
So there was no food in my house. So coming here and eating fresh fruits and vegetables and stuff.
When you open the cabinet here, everything was packed full. All the cabinets, the refrigerator was full, the pantry was full, the cellar was full. I mean, everything in here was just full of food. And
so this was my utopia. It put some weight on me.
Well, but
because I had lost a lot of weight. I had health issues myself, and Danny brought me back to health by feeding me.
We're gonna eat 3 meals a day here. That's one thing about us. We eat. We eat. But guys, we're gonna cut this because I don't want to keep y'all too long on this particular part. We'll pick up next week a little bit more about our financial path to financial freedom. And we're going to cut this off here and tell you thank you for watching this segment of our first years of life. And we will talk to y'all next week. Thank you. From Deep South Homestead.